using walkouts to protest. Coming up, the latest numbers from CMS and where students are planning to make their voices heard today.
Advocates now turning to city leaders to protect their community.
I want to make sure that our community that need us know that we are here.
What Charlotte City Council is doing to keep vulnerable families safe going forward.
And the holiday season is here, which means our magical toy drive is back.
How you can help put gifts under the tree for local families in need. Those stories and much more live, local, and breaking news coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus.
And a final check on those area roadways as you're heading out the door this morning. Now we have a few active crashes. This one here is going to be impactful as you're heading from I-85 to I-77. You can see those delays. The actual crash, though, it's right here where a lane is blocked because of it. It's on Statesville Road, northbound near Boxmere Drive. So a couple of different slowdowns right towards that area. And then University City Boulevard, there's a crash there at Holton Park Drive. And then our last one to let you know about this morning will be out towards Mount Holly Huntersville Road. We're seeing those delays just a little bit. Other than that, though, no problems in South Carolina. Chris.
And I wanted to show you our 10-day forecast. You can see the top. We're rocking 77 by tomorrow, low to the mid-70s through the weekend, and then we will see a cool down back to the 60s. And we see our first sights of Thanksgiving. Right now, it does look like there could be a rain chance for your turkey day, but hey, you might be inside cooking anyways.
Fair point. And
Or
folks,
eating.
Or eating.
Or
Oh,
both.
that part too, yeah.
That too. Folks, a reminder, the holiday season's here, and that means the magical toy drive is as well. For the 25th year, WCNC Charlotte teaming up with the Salvation Army to get gifts under the trees of local families. And you can help us out. Once again, bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte Belk between now and Sunday, December 14th. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
All right, join us on WCNC Plus. Make it a great Tuesday.
streaming live right now at 7 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington. We start things off with a check of your forecast on this Tuesday. Chris is standing by, and we've had some really good weather so far this week, Chris.
Oh, I'm super pumped because this time in November, realistically, it shouldn't be unreasonable to have multiple days in the 50s and the 60s with even some freezing lows. But no. Instead, we have a November heat wave where we have the mid to the upper 70s for multiple days, but we do have some fire danger to mention and a slight chance for rain heading into the weekend. Regardless, it has been very warm recently. We would actually have one of the warmest set of November highs through the midpoint of November in Charlotte history if we didn't have 2 days that were more January-like. There was last Monday and Tuesday, we dropped down into the upper 40s and the lower 50s, so that really dragged our average down to 68, which is still the 26th warmest on record through 17 days of November. Our local fire danger at a very high for today. This will drop down to a moderate by tomorrow. Just letting you know that that is going to be the case in scenario just because of how dry it is. This is really going to be the driest air that we have for the week. Add a little bit more moisture starting tomorrow. 38 degrees. That's our temperature right now. 37 around Rockingham, 36 around Lancaster. And over the next hour or so, we're going to warm up pretty quickly. Should be back around 50 degrees come 9 a.m. The mid 60s as early as 1 p.m. And then after that, the clouds quickly start to increase. So by 3 to 5, abundance of cloud cover is going to be seen a lot more. A gentle breeze at about 7 to 12 miles per hour, but an occasional gust up to 20 miles per hour cannot be excluded from the forecast. So let's roll our future cast. Check out what's going on. We have some upper level clouds that first start to arrive earlier in the day. So instead of that wall-to-wall sunshine scenario, seeing some of those upper level creepers. And then eventually you could have almost a milky white sky. So these are kind of those alto stratus, those cirrostratus clouds that just blanket the sky. I think a lot of those are going to be moving on through. And then right around 10 p.m. we see our first signs of rain in the mountains. If you're watching from the Charlotte area, so right here, not expecting really anything at all. I think the best case scenario for rain for you might be a sprinkle. Literally a few drops, that's it. Too much dry air for this to overcome. And let me get my big head out of the way. This is midnight heading into tomorrow morning. You see that rain quickly dies out as it goes down the mountain slopes. Then we'll see a second round of rain also start to die out as well. We'll have some lingering clouds on and off, picking up a few more heading into your Wednesday evening. Any chances for rain, I think, should be just a sprinkle action as well. Our best chance for rain is Friday night heading into Saturday. And Saturday is still a big question mark. Hey, are we going to see this more during the afternoon or not? And then the beyond rain chance next Tuesday heading into Wednesday, and this day right here, your Thanksgiving, does have a budding chance for rain. So we already went past one rain chance. I'm going to put our weather bookmark right here. I'm going to pick up right on this very graphic, showing you our rain chances that we can expect not just this weekend, but also heading into Thanksgiving. It's officially 10 days away, everybody. Let's get over to Majestic, though, for our first look at our morning commute on WCNC Plus.
All right, let's do it. We're off to a beautiful start to the day. No significant delays on I-77 and I-85. Do want to let you know we have about 1 hour until we are going to start to see some closures begin. It's going to be right at Bank of America Stadium because tonight is the night Panthers and Charlotte FC, they have their annual Christmas tree lighting. The streets mainly impacted will be Mint Street, Graham Street, Brooklyn Village Ave. Expecting for those streets to be closed from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. But if you want to grab the family and do something fun and free, tonight's the night. Gates open at 5:30, and then the Christmas tree lighting is actually at 6:30 tonight. Drive times for your morning commute, though, maybe you're heading off to work or getting those kids off to school, they're basically spot on. Not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. From Waxhaw to Charlotte, it'll take you about 40 minutes to get right into Charlotte. We do still have a few accidents popping up. This one is a newer one where we have traffic signals not working on Weddington Drive, northbound lanes being impacted there. And then once we head to the north, you can still see some delays from I-85 to I-77. We'll have more updates all coming up here soon.
Majestic, thanks so much. 7:04 now, and this morning we are keeping a close eye on classrooms across our area as more students are expected to miss school again today. CMS telling us 15% of students did not go to school yesterday. That's about 20 to 21,000 students across 185 schools and various student groups. Now, we asked the district how that compares to other normal days, but we have not yet heard back. Coming up this morning, WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards is going to join us live live from East Mecklenburg High School, one of many sites where students are expected to walk out of class, taking a stand against these Border Patrol operations.
And we continue to track Border Patrol operations here in Charlotte and now it appears across the state.
That's right. Today, Border Patrol is set to expand its operations to Raleigh. We're going to take a live look right now over the state's capital. Raleigh's mayor confirming that Border Patrol's presence was there overnight. Now, similar to Charlotte, she says that federal agents have not informed Raleigh officials who they are targeting or when they expect to complete those operations. There you see the live look over our capital city.
The governor responding overnight, saying in part, once again, I call on federal agents to target violent criminals, not neighbors walking down the street, going to church, or putting up Christmas decorations. The governor once again asking people in Raleigh to remain peaceful and urging them to report any kind of wrongdoing by agents.
Can you tell us? Can you tell?
Now, this comes as shocking video shows Border Patrol agents arresting 2 American citizens, joining more than 130 arrests. The Department of Homeland Security reports many of those taken into custody have serious criminal histories, 2 of them known gang members. Now, this morning, we are hearing from the man who captured that video of the women being taken into custody. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us live this morning from East Charlotte. And Richard, we're learning that these 2 women were arrested for allegedly alerting other people that agents were in the area.
Yeah, that could be the reason why. Officers also say, Lisa, that they were driving erratically as they were following them, trying to get them to stop. All this happening right off of Central Expressway and ending in the Plaza Midwood neighborhood. It's important to note that they say those women were interfering with those agents' actions. That, as we take a look at this dramatic video from Plaza Midwood showing Border Patrol agents taking 2 American citizens into custody. This happening on Monday afternoon after they accused these women of alerting others that agents were in the area. The incident all began when agents say the women honked their car horn near an immigration operation. Agents then followed their vehicles down Central Avenue that led to a chase that ended in a nearby neighborhood. Neighbors say they saw those agents surround the car and detain the women, actually smashing the window out of their car. It was all captured on cell phone video. One neighbor who recorded the incident stayed in contact with one of the women's husbands, who says that he couldn't reach his wife for hours. The women were eventually released with a citation after being held at a federal facility. A local attorney says Border Patrol can act if they believe someone is interfering with their operations, though the public does have the right to record agents' activities, but from a distance. Take a listen.
Careful with that. That's a little more getting in the way, if you will, than the standing back at 25 yards.
I was already close to despair and feeling helpless and hopeless, but I think just the reminder that if we see something, to document it. It's like it's somewhere between disbelief and just being really upset that this is our reality now.
Yeah, and the reality now is that if you do interfere in any way, you can be cited or arrested in some cases. Of course, we're trying to find out, we've been reaching out to find out exactly what those women are facing and when and if they have to be in court. Of course, when we get this information, we'll let you know. We're right here in East Charlotte. It's Richard Devane. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Still a developing story. All right, Richard, thanks so much for that. Some arrests are taking violent turns as many push back on Operation Charlotte's Web.
NBC's Ryan Chandler has more on the immigration crackdown as federal agents continue taking action.
Federal agents ramping up their immigration crackdown in Charlotte. The Department of Homeland Security says Border Patrol has arrested more than 130 people since Saturday. Among them, they say, are criminals with a history of assault, DUIs, and gang affiliation. DHS not specifying how many of those detained have criminal histories.
Too many times we're finding that some very, very disreputable individuals are seeking work in people's homes.
Across the city, encounters turning angry and chaotic. Officers breaking this man's car window. Confrontations turning violent at times. DHS says one officer was injured when a man drove a van into a law enforcement SUV. 24-year-old citizen Miguel Martinez now charged with felony assault. Today, one witness telling NBC News more than 20 Border Patrol agents showed up at a community center for refugee and immigrant children. No children were present.
This is not making us safer. It's stoking fear and dividing our community.
It's scary. Some residents say their citizenship isn't enough to feel safe. Jonathan Ocampo's parents immigrated here from Colombia. He showed us the passport he now carries everywhere.
It's sad that, I'm not going on an international trip or anything, but I have to carry this.
Hispanic-owned businesses closing their doors to avoid becoming targets. Manolo's Bakery shuttered for a third straight day. Owner Manolo Betancourt stands guard outside, sounding his whistle when he thinks he spots Border Patrol. How long do you plan to keep your bakery closed?
As long as it takes.
Ryan Chandler reporting here in Charlotte. This morning we are learning more about a number of dangerous encounters that we're hearing about here in Charlotte. The Department of Homeland Security says in one incident, a woman rammed her vehicle into Border Patrol agents in a parking lot. DHS posted a statement saying agents were preparing for an operation Monday when a car jumped a curb nearby and started moving towards them. As Border Patrol agents went to confront the driver, they say the car rammed into one of their vehicles and took off. Agents then pursued the suspect and eventually arrested that woman. In a separate incident, a man federally charged after agents say he also rammed multiple law enforcement vehicles. Take a look at this video. We obtained documents saying 24-year-old Miguel Angel Garcia Martinez used a white Dodge Sprinter van you see there to ram the vehicles over the weekend. The affidavit said the officers tried to approach him to stop him, but he drove away. He was eventually arrested when officers boxed him in. Now, Border Patrol agents say they're focused on arresting violent criminals. And in just the last 12 hours or so, we've gotten a list of some of the people, including, they say, 2 gang members. It's important to point that out. But also, court documents obtained by WCNC Charlotte show during a similar operation recently in Chicago, hundreds detained are not considered public safety risks. More than 600 people were labeled low or medium risk, only 16 marked as high-risk people. The federal government expects to appeal a judge's ruling that could clear the way for their release. According to those involved in the lawsuit, the operation had nothing to do with criminal justice enforcement or public safety.
This has been the playbook from day one. They have been demonizing immigrants as the worst of the worst, and the reality is quite the opposite.
Up next here on WCNC Plus, a man is sentenced to prison time in the death of an 11-year-old during a Raleigh Christmas parade. We have the latest from the court as the child's family shared some emotional testimony.
A bright 11-year-old with an infectious smile who disappeared after getting off her school bus in Cornelius in 2022.
From November the 22nd to December the 15th, 23 days went by where he didn't know the location of Madalena Kochikari.
Conflicting stories from her mother and stepfather, a boarded-up bedroom, fires in the backyard of her home, secret recordings, and trips out of state.
Bottom line is she's a suspect in the disappearance of her own daughter.
Everyone's still asking, where is Madalena?
Our goal is to find Madalena, and we're not going to stop until we do.
The Search for Madalena, streaming on WCNC Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
7:15 right now. A man sentenced to prison Monday in the death of a child during a Raleigh Christmas parade. You might remember this a few years ago. 11-year-old Haley Brooks was hit and killed by an out-of-control pickup truck in 2022. CNN's Sean Gallagher was in court Monday as Haley's family spoke about the impact of her death.
Trey Brooks shared this memory with the court Monday. Memories from a happier time with his daughter Haley. Times he'll never have again. Landon Glass pleaded guilty to 3 charges related to Haley Brooks' death.
The devil wants me to harbor hate towards you. And even though I will carry the pain of losing Haley for the rest of my life, with the Lord's help, I refuse to hate you and extend emotional and spiritual forgiveness to you.
He will spend nearly 9 months behind bars.
I want you to know that I do take responsibility for my actions, and I'm sorry for all the pain and sadness that I've caused you and your family.
It's a pain and sadness that has sat unfinished for nearly 3 years. Glass will go behind bars 2 days shy of the anniversary of Haley's death. Why did this take so long?
There's a lot of investigation involved here, a lot of investigation regarding the defendant's prior record, and then just working with the family to get to a resolution that they felt was appropriate and that we could obtain without having to go through a trial. Just took some time.
District Attorney Lauren Freeman spoke to me about the case, telling me her office worked to meet the needs of the Brooks family and finding an outcome here.
We hope we've accomplished today is to give them a sense that somebody was held accountable for that under the law to the extent that we could.
Sean Gallagher reporting for us there. Take a look at some of this video. Buried in snow, parts of the country slammed by a powerful storm. How much more could be on the way and what it means for their ski season?
And as we head to break, today is the day our chief meteorologist, Brad Panovich, is going to have his annual winter weather forecast. This is his 21st annual. It's happening tonight right here on WCNC Plus. Make sure that you stream at 6:30 to find out the kind of winter weather we should expect. And the holiday season is here. That means the magical toy drive is back. For the 25th year, WCNC Charlotte is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And you can help too. All you have to do is bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area belt between now and Sunday, December 14th. You can also scan that QR code on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
.20 right now, parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains in California buried under snow. Take a look at some of this. A strong storm dumped several inches of snow across the various elevations yesterday and more could be coming later this week.
That's right. That storm was welcome news to ski resorts as they get ready to open for their seasons. The resorts are hoping skiers and snowboarders will begin arriving on the slopes in the next few days. It is beautiful out there, Chris, to see, but not what we want here.
I'm good with our 70-something.
Yeah, no. We're going to stick with what our plan is. They're going to do them. Or out there, they love to call it fresh pow. And check it out. We saw several hours of snow from this system. This is all part of that atmospheric river that we were talking about yesterday. But this is not the only big snow. Check it out. It's actually further off towards the east. Right now, this little blue right here, this is my enhanced snowfall. So I specifically went through and made a new contour, so just different colors here to show you light snow compared to the heavier snow. These blue bands right here are up to about an inch of snow per hour. That is actually happening, stretching across Wisconsin over into Michigan. Meanwhile, it's all rain down towards the south, and even the first signs of maybe some icing, either some sleet or freezing rain mixing in there as well. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, we're going to stick with our forecast. We see some rain off towards the north, and it should be all rain across the area. So here's a look at what was happening. I mentioned we were going to put our weather bookmark here. Well, we have a slight chance for rain heading into tomorrow morning, but it's really not until about Friday night to Saturday that's our next legitimate rain chance. The way things are starting to shape up is right around 10 o'clock, we can see signs of rain right around the I-40 corridor. This starts to push its way across the Carolinas, where Saturday I think is going to be a cloudier day. Same thing for your Friday. There's a lot of question marks here about what exactly is going to set up. Where's the organization going to be? We see signs that we could see a passing shower during the afternoon, but this will all clear out heading into your Sunday. On and off clouds heading through most of next week. But the big tale here is what could be happening for Thanksgiving. Now, this is 10 days out. Sometimes irresponsible to look this far out because so much can change, but it's nice to see what pieces are on the board. What this is really showing is that there's a big bad low pressure system and a cold front that is off towards the west that's going to try to work its way a little bit closer to home. As of right now, it would be Thanksgiving morning that would see the rain, but again, a lot can still change. Jerry Hunt Super Center showing 69 to 77 over the next couple of days. Then after that, mainly the lower to the mid 70s for Thanksgiving time. Looking at temperatures in the lower to the mid 60s. So enjoy the warmer temperatures while we have a wonderful stretch ahead. Let's get right over to our morning commute. Majestic, what's going on?
Good morning, everyone. Following a few new things to let you know about if you're heading out the door anytime soon. This one is just some stop signs that are just not working. It's out on Weddington Road northbound at McKee Road. So just act like it's a stop sign if you are heading that direction. And then we're following this I-85 to get onto I-77. There was a slowdown, but at this point, the major slowdown has cleared, although one crash is still ongoing. A lane is blocked because of it. It's on Statesville Road northbound near Boxmere Drive. Once we head out to the east just a bit more, still looking at this crash on Halton Park Drive at University City Boulevard. Still seeing that orange there, meaning that cars are moving rather slowly because of that active crash. Once we head over towards the west, there's an active crash here at Mount Holly Road in Mount Holly Huntersville Road, right where they intersect between one another. We are seeing that orange there as well. We'll have another update on everything else that I'm looking at for you coming up here in just a few.
And Amazon wants to help you find your new ride. The company is partnering with Ford to start selling used cars on its platform. Customers can browse certified used vehicles from local dealerships on Amazon Autos and complete the purchasing process online. The only thing you need to do in person is to pick up the car. Since there is no delivery service, that program will kick off in Los Angeles, Dallas, and Seattle, with other locations added over time. Just when you thought Amazon was selling it all, they add one more thing.
I mean, I guess it's not that different than what some other, online retailers do, but Amazon just getting in the game.
Of course. I'm curious, do you get the Amazon points? I'm a big Amazon girl, and every time you purchase something, you get points. So do you get points for a purchase that big?
There you go.
That's my question.
Wait, I didn't even know you got Amazon points.
Maybe it's if you have a credit card. I don't know, but I get a lot of points when I shop at Amazon.
There you go.
All right.
Live pictures right now over Uptown. Right now it's 7:25. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Welcome to the lows of the morning. 37 degrees. That is the third coldest we've had so far this season. It's freezing in Salisbury, Statesville, Morganton, Lincolnton, just naming a few. Albemarle, you're also at that freezing point. 69 degrees is where we're going to warm up to. Enjoy the beautiful wall-to-wall sunshine scenario to set up today. And then later on in the afternoon, we're starting to increase that cloud cover. Where we go from here, a low of 37. Well, we're not going to be anywhere close to that over the coming mornings. Either side of 50 degrees the next couple, and things are trending up for both highs and our lows on our 7-day forecast. Brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Supercenter. Seeing the lower to the mid-70s after tomorrow's peak of 77. Next chance for rain really looks to be Friday night, heading through your Saturday. Let's go to Majestic for your morning commute. What's going on?
Good morning, everyone. Traffic is starting to get a little busy as we're now heading very close to that 7:30 time frame. This is I-77 here in Tyvola, where you can see cars are moving. We don't have any slowdowns there, so that's some good news for that morning commute. Drive times are basically spot on from Belmont into Charlotte. It's going to take you right around 25 minutes to get into the city. We do still have a few things to let you know about. Stoplights are not working right here on Weddington Road and McKee Road, so make sure you're being careful there. And then an accident close to Uptown. We'll have more coming up.
Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus at 7:30. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. Let's bring you up to speed on the ongoing Border Patrol operations unfolding in Charlotte today. Those operations expected to span to North Carolina's capital city. The mayor of Raleigh confirming that news last night. Back in Charlotte, more protests will take place across the city today, including multiple schools. More on that in a moment.
So far, Border Patrol agents have made more than 130 arrests. Agents say they include 2 known gang members, more than 40 violent offenders, convicted drunk drivers, and people already under removal orders. This morning, classrooms across Charlotte are feeling the impacts of this operation. CMS facing a wave of absences as many parents are fearful of dropping their kids off at school. This morning, WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards joins us live. She's at East Mecklenburg High School, explaining how the tension in local neighborhoods is now spilling into classrooms and what students are doing about it. Destiny.
Yeah, CMS is reporting a sharp drop in attendance to start off the week. Thousands of students were absent yesterday as Border Patrol fears continue in the community. And we know that at the same time, there are students planning walkouts, one happening in about 30 minutes or so here at East Mech. This is in protest to what's happening in these communities. Now, CMS says about 20,935 students missed school on Monday. That's 15% of the district. The absences vary across all 185 schools, but community groups working inside CMS say they noticed a significant drop. The Latin American Coalition, which mentors students at Geringer High, says only one student showed up to their session yesterday. They add that many families are requesting assignments to be posted online while children stay home for now. And at schools like East Mech and Independence High, students who do show up are walking out in protest.
It's stressful seeing my mom because like she struggles with bills already going to work. I mean, even without her going to work, she's struggling even more.
Little kids losing their parents by ice and getting taken, seeing them cry, and that like it breaks my heart seeing them like that.
Again, there are students who are planning to make their voices heard again today with a walkout planned here at East Mecklenburg High, Geringer High, and Northwest School of the Arts, all happening this morning. I'll send it back to you guys live here from East Charlotte.
All right, Destiny, thanks so much for that report. Some local parents have started a new initiative to help students get to and from school safely amid all the concerns. So, Destiny, can you tell us more about that? We'll check back in with her. I think she may have moved on. Other news this morning, the district CMS sending an email to parents overnight saying that schools will continue operating on a normal schedule today and that the district is watching the situation closely and will reassess if the conditions change, adding that students are expected to attend school. If your child will be absent, to reach out so that they can stay on track. A Charlotte nonprofit is joining a growing list of places shutting down until further notice. The organization Our Bridge for Kids posted on Instagram that more than 20 Border Patrol agents were at their East Charlotte locations Monday morning. Now, starting today, that group says it is shifting all resources to supporting families in the neighborhoods and ensuring that everyone knows their rights.
City leaders continue speaking out on the encounters between residents and federal agents. The mayor spoke directly to President Trump at a press conference. Take a look.
The city of Charlotte is one where we believe in fairness and dignity and where we are one of the largest cities in the country, and that we work really hard to do it right. And what I hope would be is that if I would talk to the president, I'd say to him, look at our city, look at our people, and make sure that he has the understanding that all of you and I have.
Meanwhile, the Mecklenburg County GOP showing its support for this operation, saying in part that Border Patrol is in Charlotte for one reason: the need is real. When local Democrats, who control all aspects of local government, refuse to enforce the law, federal agents have no choice but to step in and protect the community. Folks, keep it here on WCNC Plus all day long as this situation remains fluid. We'll bring you the very latest breaking news as it happens.
Well, from the classroom to businesses, protests are set to continue across the city today. Take a look at this video. This is from Manolo's Bakery. You may remember yesterday we told you that bakery would be closed to protect its customers and employees. Now, despite that, protesters gathered outside the business, even taking over the street at some points.
Other protesters looking towards elected officials to protect their communities. Advocacy groups like Action NC say federal agents are spreading fear, and now they're calling on Charlotte leaders for answers. City leaders now approving educational campaigns, which they say will help families know their rights and be able to identify legitimate law enforcement, adding that folks should call CMPD when needed. City Council also discussed funding local organizations that support vulnerable immigrant families.
We don't have a pot of money just set aside, but we would look at potentially reallocating resources or what could be done.
You have to be wearing identification.
That is correct, sir.
Despite the effort, some council members say the funding process could take over a month. City Council hopes to finalize details ahead of their next meeting. That's November 24th.
Today, Governor Stein will be in the Queen City. He says he'll highlight the importance of expanding access to mental health treatment and crisis services across the state. The governor is going to visit the Smith Family Foundation's Behavioral Health Urgent Care that's scheduled for 3:15 this afternoon. We'll be there and streaming live here on WCNC Plus. All right, Chris, tell us more about our forecast on this Tuesday. My goodness, look at those Carolina blues behind you.
Right? It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, over to you, Majestic. No, I have more to talk about. We're looking at a beautiful day today, and we also have some of those cooler blues representing that we have a cooler start to the day compared to just a day ago. I always love to show you the 24-hour temperature change because it shows, hey, going into the day, what can you expect? Well, when you walk out the door, you will say, wow, it is noticeably colder this morning, but this will also be the coldest morning that we have going forward over the next week. And then soon we'll get closer and closer to the 30s. But this morning we have multiple areas that are either freezing or below. Wadesboro, Albemarle, Salisbury, Statesville, over into the Lincolnton area, Morganton, just naming a few. You are all at freezing. North Wilkesboro, give you as a bonus here. And our winds are calm to light, around 3 miles per hour. So that still is a perfect frost recipe. But now as that sun is actively above the horizon, a lot of that's going to be melted away. And it's typically only areas in open sky. So say if you park your car in the middle of the driveway, or if it's over an awning, you are expecting the open sky areas to have some of that frost. But clear skies with the sunshine, frost will be soon melting away, so almost a non-issue. 67 degrees yesterday, 69 today, and we're picking up more clouds during the afternoon, and it will be another dry one. That we have that static cling dry skin zone. Last couple of days have been very dry, and that's also upping our fire danger. And then it's really just dry to pleasant, very tolerable heading through the next few days. Over the next 3, though, check out the zoom. 77 on Wednesday, and it was on Sunday. I was like, man, I want this one more time. Well, close enough. That was 79. This is 77, so more typical for early October. And the big changes today are the clouds. As we work our way through the afternoon, could have an occasional gust up to about 20 miles per hour, but as you can see, it's just on and off clouds over the coming days. At most, you're going to see some rain in the mountains, really between about 10 and 4 a.m. Other than that, we are waiting until Friday night to Saturday for our next best rain chance. Then after that, another chance for rain heading into the middle of next week, approaching the Thanksgiving time frame. But check it out. When it's felt like has been all over the place, more so October. We visited January for a 2-day stint, and even 79, as I mentioned, that was more like late September on Sunday. But this has really been a nice trend. And as you can see, over the next 10 days, we are still feeling like it's more October-like. Over the next 7 days, which by the way, October averages 78 to 68. And then after that, the lower to the mid 60s, where we should be for the middle part of November. And then by Thanksgiving, which by the way, officially is on the map here, we're expecting the lower 60s with some morning rain. But of course, the rain category can change. And speaking of, I'm going to show you a more detailed look what that rain looks like heading into the weekend, coming up here next within the next 15 minutes. But right now, we're going to see how our morning commute's looking with my friend Majestic.
It has been pretty nice so far this morning. Not perfect, but we haven't had any big problems, so hopefully we can continue to keep it that way. This is South Carolina I-77 there in York County, where you can see cars are definitely out there. Area roadways are busy, but again, not seeing any major slowdowns at this time. Drive times are looking okay. If you're coming in from Salisbury into Charlotte, it's going to take you right around 50 minutes, so plan accordingly. And you can see my map here. It's starting to become quite busy. I want to let you know about a new crash here. It's going to be on those inbound lanes. A crash right here on Brookshire Boulevard at Mountain Island Drive. You can still see that red here really starting to form, that stop and go traffic, adding on some delays, about a 10-minute delay right now. And then just to the south of it, this is Mount Holly Road at Mount Holly Huntersville Road, where we also have stop and go traffic because of an active crash. Once we zoom it out just a bit from Gaston County heading into Mecklenburg County, we do have those slowdowns on I-85, mainly 485 as well, out towards Berry Hill. Those are two spots that we typically see some congestion at this time of the day. No accidents at this time there specifically, but I'm going to show you what I'm watching at east of Uptown coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
House lawmakers set to vote today on releasing Justice Department files from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Survivors are heading to Capitol Hill hoping to sway members before the vote.
House lawmakers expected to vote this afternoon to force the release of the Justice Department's files on Jeffrey Epstein.
The vote comes after Speaker Johnson and President Trump resisted calls to do so for months, saying it wasn't necessary. The president has now reversed course, calling on Republicans to vote for today's measure. Here's NBC's Alice Barr.
Today, a highly anticipated vote in the House set to compel the Justice Department to release its files on notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
We have nothing to do with Epstein.
After resisting the move for months, President Trump now urging Republicans to vote for the bill and saying he would sign it.
They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it.
That as it grows increasingly clear the House has the votes to pass it.
We were working all weekend and had almost 100 Republicans who were going to vote for a bill in defiance of Donald Trump.
Now, with the president's backing,
everybody's voting for it.
So you're voting for it because everyone's voting for it.
Everybody's going to vote.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, who's been leading the charge for the files release, saying he's worried new investigations President Trump asked the DOJ to open could block the release of information.
I believe they may be trying to use those investigations as a predicate for not releasing the files.
President Trump, who socialized with Epstein decades ago before cutting ties, has not been accused of any wrongdoing related to Epstein's crimes. Survivors of the years of abuse coming forward to press for transparency, rallying today at the Capitol.
Knowing how popular this is with the American people, that a tremendous amount of pressure placed on the government means things happen.
Hoping for a major step on the long road to accountability. The new investigations President Trump directed the DOJ to take up center on Democrats, who were mentioned along with President Trump and other high-profile figures in a newly released batch of emails that set the stage for today's vote in the House. The Senate could then take the issue up as soon as this week. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Female rapper Nicki Minaj plans to speak out about violence against Christians in Nigeria. She joins U.S. Ambassador Mike Waltz at an event today and will speak. Experts note militant groups in Nigeria have both attacked Christians and Muslims. Meanwhile, President Trump has threatened military action, accusing the country's leaders of failing to protect against religious violence.
Well, as we head to break, today is the day our chief meteorologist Brad Panovich is going to have his annual winter weather forecast, his 21st annual, by the way. That's tonight right here on WCNC Plus. So make sure that you stream at 6:30 to find out what kind of winter weather is headed our way. And of course, the holiday season is here. That means the magical toy drive is back. For the 25th year, WCNC Charlotte is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And you can help too. All you have to do is bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk between now and Sunday, December 14th. Or you can just scan that QR code you see right there on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
7:48 right now. Record heavy rain causing dangerous flooding across California with more storms on the way. The atmospheric river has already been blamed for at least 3 deaths, including a father and daughter near Monterey.
That's right. Mountain towns in the area are seeing streets buried in mud, while higher elevations are getting heavy snowfall. In Los Angeles, it is now the wettest November since 1985, with falling trees and close calls adding to the danger there. Communities scarred by past wildfires are bracing for more problems tonight. Chris, I know you were explaining that atmospheric river earlier. This is a lot of precipitation, a lot of rainfall there.
Yeah, and how big this river can almost be the size of California, and that's why they saw all that snow. And now we're starting to see some breaks in this as drier air starting to work in. So instead of widespread rain and snow, there's still an ample amount of moisture right here along the Mexico and Southern California border, but we're really cutting off that moisture transport, and we can actually see it here on our water vapor loop. Whenever you see these darker colors, especially some of the oranges, that is that drier air that will often kill off a big time rain system, but you can still see that conveyor belt. So as a refresher from what we were talking about yesterday, raising your weather IQ, atmospheric rivers tap into all that moisture that is tropical south of Hawaii. It could be up to 250 to 500 miles wide. It's usually a couple times per year at least. California is going to have one of these where actually a majority of all their rainfall that they have for the given year happens during these events. Sometimes it's way too much all at once, especially after a period of drought, that all that rain is just running off. Now we are about to head into the drier part of this period. It's usually during the wintertime, heading into the early parts of spring, that they pretty much cut off some of these atmospheric rivers. So that's why this is so rare, that it is heading deeper to November than what you usually see. Meanwhile, it's the opposite closer to home. For your Tuesday, we have so much dry air here. Whenever you see this more tannish color that you probably don't want to paint your walls, that is when you have that bone dry air, and then oftentimes some dry skin, drier hands, and even some chapped lips. We will see a return of moisture really by tomorrow, so we're dancing around some of these blues. That's still not excess amount of moisture, but it is going to add a little bit more to the environment, that we're not going to have as big of a hot fire danger and not as much skin discomfort. And then going into the weekend, we're still going to have some more widespread moisture for your Saturday and Sunday. We dry out a little bit heading into the early part of next week before another plume should arrive on the latter part of the forecast. I've mentioned this on and off over the last couple of days. Our dew points are one of my favorite tools for forecasting. Also, it's a better tool about how we feel. When it's above 60, it's starting to feel humid. When it's below 30, it starts to feel super dry, and that's where some of those issues that I mentioned, static cling, dry skin, chapped lips, and staticky hair will be upon us. Today is the only day that separates itself from the rest, just like yesterday. After that, the dew points are on the rise, and one more measurement for this. The higher the dew point, well, the higher our lows, and that's also another reason why most likely over the next several days, we're going to have more lows in the 50s compared to where we should be in the upper 30s. Not too bad. Let's get right over to Majestic for a morning commute. What's going on?
Good morning, everyone. It's a nice start to the day. This is I-77 here at Tyvola, where traffic is flowing just fine. Not seeing any big problems there. Do want to let you know about a few other things. This is some of those cameras coming in from South Carolina, York County. Not seeing any major delays either, at least nothing that we're not used to this time of the day. Drive times are looking basically spot on. Still out towards Belmont to Charlotte, about 25 minutes. If you're coming in from Matthews, just right around 30. We do still have a few accidents to let you know about. This one here, it's a stretch of red, meaning stop and go traffic. It's going to be on Brookshire Boulevard at Mountain Island Drive. You can see those delays. That'll be inbound lanes. Once we head to the south, an additional crash, and this is never good news when you have all of that red there on Shopton Road. So keep this in mind. This is at about a 5 to 10 minute delay because of an active crash. And then finally this one, lane blocked because of an additional crash on Margaret Wallace Road and Idlewild Road, seeing delays in all directions. All right, that's what I'm looking at for now when it comes to traffic. Now time to send things over to my good friend Larry. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Majestic. Time for our Tuesday Tail Wagger along with our good friends over at Animal Care and Control. Last week at this time we featured this guy right here, and he's still there. Esco is his name. Hopefully he'll find a forever home this week, maybe even today. Let's bring on a dog looking up for maybe a home today as well. Her name is Cookie, just a great dog. Loves the back seat of a car, as you saw right there. She is available today. She's house trained, she is crate trained, knows commands, and just loves to be close to her family, loves her blanket, and loves to be wrapped up. It's just a sweet dog. The family says, the foster family says, she is the sweetest dog ever. Remember, they're open Monday through Friday, Animal Care Control, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. One more time. Check her out. Her name is Cookie. The only thing is she doesn't like other dogs. Loves people, is great with kids, great with everybody. Her name is Cookie, and she is our very special Tuesday Tailwagger.
All right, Larry, thanks so much. The Met says its next big fashion show will prove that fashion is art.
Called Costume Art, the exhibit will pair clothing with paintings, sculptures, and other works to show how style connects to art history. Curators will explore different body types from classical to aging with bold examples. Dancer Missy Copeland spoke at the announcement saying the show celebrates all bodies as art. Costume Art opens May 10th, 2026 in a new gallery space just days after the star-studded Met Gala kicks off.
Well, the Met Gala is known for having those outrageous outfits. I mean, it is like the fashion show of fashion shows. And
You gotta pick out your outfit.
If only, right?
You can pick
I
out
can go and be a
anything crazy,
correspondent,
but it's
yeah.
all accepted. And it's like the crazier, the better.
Yep.
I like it.
You can wear trash bags as long as it's done well.
You can.
And then it's
Art.
expensive. Art.
All right, live pictures right now over Uptown. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus. So check your forecast and the morning commute coming up next.
Well, hello there. Good to see you. I'm meteorologist Chris Mulkey, and we have some beautiful shots here. Beautiful Carolina blues. However, some upper level clouds are about to sneak in, so it will turn sunny to mostly sunny, and then eventually see more of a partly sunny to mostly cloudy end of the day. Current temperatures finally starting to warm up in a few locations. Still freezing for you in Lincolnton, up to 41 for you in Gastonia, 37 right around the Charlotte area. And today's highs close to 70. Some of us tapping on it like Lancaster, 65 for you in Hickory, and then near 60 around the Boone area. Just more clouds throughout the day. Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast shows the top, my favorite day of the week, 77 on Wednesday. It'll come with a mix of clouds and sunshine. It's not as sunny as it has been. More clouds working your way into your Friday and Saturday. Rocking the mid 70s still. Next best chance for rain Friday night and through the first part of your Saturday. After that, still holding above average highs and lows. Majestic, what's going on?
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Let's get you going. If you're heading out the door this morning, we have a handful of ongoing wrecks. A couple very important ones to let you know about. This is a new one right here. A crash at Atondo Ave, westbound at Statesville Ave. We are seeing some minor delays, but significant delays right here on Brookshire Boulevard. We're going to have more coming up on WCNC Plus.
Streaming live right now at 8 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington. This morning, we are keeping a close eye on classrooms across our area as more students are expected to miss school again today. CMS telling us that 15% of students didn't go to school yesterday. That's around 20 to 21,000 students across 185 schools and various student groups. We ask how that compares to other normal days, but we've not yet heard back from the district. Coming up in about 30 minutes at 8:30, our Destiny Richards is going to join us live from East Mecklenburg High School, one of many sites where students will be walking out of class and taking a stand against these operations.
In the meantime, we continue to track the border operations, not only here in Charlotte, but now we're learning across the state.
Today, Border Patrol is expected to expand its operations to Raleigh. Again, Raleigh's mayor confirming Border Patrol's presence overnight. Similar to Charlotte, she says the federal agents have not informed Raleigh officials who they are targeting or when they expect to complete operations.
The governor responding overnight, saying in part, once again, I call on federal agents to target violent criminals, not neighbors walking down the street, going to church, or putting up Christmas decorations. The governor once again asking folks in Raleigh to remain peaceful and urging them to report any kind of wrongdoing by agents.
Yes, I'm texting my husband. Can you tell us? Can you tell us?
Now, this comes as shocking video shows those Border Patrol agents arresting 2 American citizens, joining the more than 130 arrests. Federal officers say many of those taken into custody have serious criminal histories. This morning, we are hearing from the man who captured that video of the women being taken into custody. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us live this morning from East Charlotte. And Richard, we believe those women were arrested for allegedly alerting others that agents were in the area.
Yeah, that could be one possibility, Lisa. Thank you. Good morning to you. Good Tuesday morning, Lisa, Ben. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. A lot of folks still dealing with all of these raids. You see stores behind me still closed. A lot of folks taking action. This incident actually happening right off of Central Avenue. And as you take a look at this dramatic video, you can see it's ending up in the Plaza Midwood area where Border Patrol agents actually took 2 American citizens into custody Monday after accusing them of alerting others, according to the agents, that they were other agents in the area. The incident began when agents say the women honked their car horn near an immigration operation. Agents then followed the vehicle down Central Avenue that led to a chase. The stopping right in this nearby neighborhood. Investigators, the neighbors say that they saw agents around the car, actually breaking the glass window of the car at one point. It all captured on cell phone video. One neighbor who recorded the incident stayed in contact with one of the women's husbands, who says he couldn't reach his wife for hours. The women were eventually released with a citation after being held at a federal facility. A local attorney says Border Patrol can act if they believe someone is interfering with their operations, though the public does have the right to record agents' activities, just not interfere.
Careful with that. That's a little more getting in the way, if you will, than the standing back at 25 yards.
I was already close to despair and feeling helpless and hopeless, but I think just the reminder that if we see something, to document it. It's like it's somewhere between disbelief and just being really upset that this is our reality now.
Yeah, the reality now is if you see these Border Patrol agents and you decide that you want to blow your horn to warn other people that they may be in the area or somehow follow those agents or anything like that, you could face charges. We're right here in East Charlotte. This is Richard Devane. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Richard, thanks so much for that live report. Some arrests are taking violent turns as many push back on Operation Charlotte's Web.
NBC's Ryan Chandler has more on the immigration crackdown as federal agents continue taking action.
Federal agents ramping up their immigration crackdown in Charlotte. The Department of Homeland Security says Border Patrol has arrested more than 130 people since Saturday. Among them, they say, are criminals with a history of assault, DUIs, and gang affiliation. DHS not specifying how many of those detained have criminal histories.
Too many times we're finding that some very, very disreputable individuals are seeking work in people's homes.
Across the city, encounters turning angry and chaotic. Officers breaking this man's car window. Confrontations turning violent at times. HS says one officer was injured when a man drove a van into a law enforcement SUV. 24-year-old citizen Miguel Martinez now charged with felony assault. Today, one witness telling NBC News more than 20 Border Patrol agents showed up at a community center for refugee and immigrant children. No children were present.
This is not making us safer. It's stoking fear and dividing our community.
It's scary. Some residents say their citizenship isn't enough to feel safe. Jonathan Ocampo's parents immigrated here from Colombia. He showed us the passport he now carries everywhere.
It's sad that, I'm not going on an international trip or anything, but I have to carry this.
Hispanic-owned businesses closing their doors to avoid becoming targets. Manolo's Bakery shuttered for a third straight day. Owner Manolo Betancourt stands guard outside, sounding his whistle when he thinks he spots Border Patrol. How long do you plan to keep your bakery closed?
As long as it takes.
And this morning, we're learning more about a number of those dangerous encounters, including one Ryan alluded to. The Department of Homeland Security says in this one, a man had been federally charged after agents say he also ran multiple law enforcement vehicles. We obtained documents saying that 24-year-old Miguel Angel Garcia Martinez used a white Dodge Sprinter van to ram the vehicles over the weekend. The affidavit said officers tried to approach him, but he drove away. They eventually arrested him when they boxed him in. A woman rammed her vehicle into Border Patrol agents in a parking lot. DHS posted a statement saying agents were preparing for an operation Monday when a car jumped a curb nearby and started moving towards them. As Border Patrol agents went to confront the driver, they say the car rammed into one of their vehicles and took off. Agents then pursued the suspect and eventually arrested the woman. Border Patrol agents say they are focused on arresting violent criminals. But court documents obtained by WCNC Charlotte show during a similar operation recently in Chicago, hundreds detained are not considered high public safety risks. More than 600 people were people labeled as low or medium risk, and only 16 were marked as high risk. The federal government is expected to appeal a judge's ruling that could clear the way for their release. According to those involved in the lawsuit, the operation had nothing to do with criminal justice enforcement or public safety.
This has been the playbook from day one. They have been demonizing immigrants as the worst of the worst, and the reality is quite the opposite.
And good morning, everybody. Who is ready for a wonderful day? I've been calling it a delightful Tuesday, and that's exactly what we're going to be. 72 is where we were on Saturday. We were near 80, almost a record on Sunday. 67 yesterday. We're very close to 70 degrees today. If we didn't have this increase in cloud cover, I think it would be no problem. That's why I moved us down a degree. But then tomorrow, zoom, 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 up to 77 degrees, so very similar to what we had on Sunday, and then lower to the mid-70s after that. Now, Friday does start to get a little bit cloudier, and that leads to our next rain chance, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Our November highs have been all over the place. 9 times. We've had mainly 70s so far, which, by the way, typically in November, you average mainly in the 60s, so that is an anomaly. But then also, 2 other anomalies is visiting the 40s and 50s for our highs. That's more January-like. That's why it's only the 26th warmest November highs through 17 days, compared to likely it would be close to the top 10. It's just that these 2 off the beaten track highs definitely strip that average down. Dew points also very low for this time of the year. Once we get to winter, you can expect constant static electricity, constant lotion because your skin is so dry. But sometimes you can exceed expectations for that dryness, and that's exactly what's happening for today. And that allowed us to cool down more along with radiational cooling. So that's why this officially ties for the 3rd coldest morning we've had so far in November. It did drop down to back-to-back mornings just last Monday and Tuesday, below freezing. Luckily, we're nowhere near that. Also, because of the drier air, any gusts up to 20 miles per hour enhances your fire danger. So that's why it's a very high fire danger risk for today. Gets a little bit better, though, through the week as we add more moisture to the atmospheric equation. Our next chance for rain, Friday night heading into Saturday. This is not an end-all gloom and doom weekend scenario. Instead, I think it's just mainly some rain for the first half of the day. Slight chance for rain during the afternoon, but it doesn't look to be a lot of rain. Typically, when we've been dry for so long, it's tough to overcome that. But what's interesting is we start to pick up more rain chances the middle of next week, which eventually could lead up to Thanksgiving. So I'm going to put a bookmark right here. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about our rain chances heading towards the holiday and where we go from here, as well as when the 70s are finally going to take a break. not complaining in the meantime. Let's get over to our morning commute. Hopefully no complaints so far, or at least big ones.
Well, we have a handful of ongoing wrecks, but I'm not seeing anything significantly delaying you if you're taking I-77, I-85, 485 looks all right at this point, but you can still see we still have some problems out there. Let's start with this one. Right now, that crash has turned into a stalled vehicle. It's on Atondo Ave, westbound at Statesville Ave. That orange again, meaning that traffic is moving slowly. Keep this in mind if you typically drive that way. This one is probably the biggest headache for you this morning if you are coming inbound on Brookshire Boulevard at Mountain Island Drive. There is a crash there. You can see the red. That just means stop and go traffic at this time. Once we head down to the south just a bit, that's out towards Lake Wiley, where we are following a crash here on Shopton Road. That's where that is delayed about 5 to 10 minutes. And then just to the east, one lane now blocked because of a crash. That's northbound at I-485 exit 1 specifically, where we do have those delays quickly building. This is I-77. If you're coming in from York County, you'll start to see those delays, especially once you get into Mecklenburg County. There are some of those drive times if you are gearing up to head out the door and to start your Tuesday morning commute.
Majestic thanks U.S. Northern Command shifting National Guard units in 3 major cities. Ahead, hundreds of troops are heading home while others are staying in place amid those ongoing court battles. We'll explain.
A bright 11-year-old with an infectious smile who disappeared after getting off her school bus in Cornelius in 2022.
From November the 22nd to December the 15th, 23 days went by where he didn't know the location of Madeline Coach Car.
Conflicting stories from her mother and stepfather, a boarded-up bedroom, fires in the backyard of her home, secret recordings, and trips out of state.
Bottom line is she's a suspect in the disappearance of her own daughter.
Everyone still asking, where is Madalena?
Our goal is to find Madalena, and we're not going to stop until we do.
The Search for Madalena, streaming on WCNC+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
8:14 now. You're streaming live on WCNC Plus. The hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home. U.S. Northern Command said in a statement it was shifting and or right-sizing the units in Oregon, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Those who will remain will continue to stay off the streets amid those court battles over their mission. This withdrawal is part of a larger change of troop deployments after President Trump began his immigration crackdown in cities with Democratic leadership. As we head to break, today is the day our chief meteorologist Brad Petovich is going to have his annual winter weather forecast. This is his 21st annual, by the way. It's tonight right here on WCNC Plus, so make sure that you stream at 6:30 to find out what kind of winter weather we should expect. And as we head to break, here is an exclusive deal for our viewers.
Hey, our team tests tons of products. We get rid of the rejects. We only bring you the best. And I love this one. It's called the Zippy Sweeper Pro. Take a look at it. And it's got this tri-brush technology here. It's very lightweight, cordless. So you can walk around the house. You just charge it with a USB-C, 30 minutes of use. And it can pick up almost everything. So let me turn it on for you here. Here are some Cheerios on the floor. Very common around my house. Picking them right up, no problem at all. Right? And then here's another problem we have too. Come on down here for a second. This is my dog's dog bowl, and he's a messy eater. So we always have the pet food around too. So look at that. Nice and easy. And it's really, really easy to use too. I've been playing with this for the last few days. Also picked up frozen veggies on the floor too. So it really does work. The other great thing about the Zippy Sweeper Pro, it really gets into places that you really wouldn't want to with a dust buster because it hurts your back. Look how easy this is. Right under my coffee table, and I'm barely bent down at all. Very good for people with back problems like me.
And check out the light on it, showing you exactly where to find those hidden crumbs.
Oh, and I love this. When you're done, all you have to do is pull back this gray handle. Let me tilt this up so you can see it. And it all just comes right out into the trash, no mess. We have an amazing deal on this for you today. Normally, this is $129.99. Today, exclusive for our viewers, $69.99. That is a huge 46% off the retail price. You know it's gonna go. It's while supplies last. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
Good morning. Okay, let's get right to it. Over the coming days, we're mainly going to be rocking the 70s. Today is an anomaly, 69 degrees. I think the first half of the day, we're setting mostly sunny skies, and then back end, we move from partly cloudy, even mostly cloudy skies. And the sky could even look a little bit milky white as that cloud cover is moving in. Should avoid the rain, at most a sprinkle tonight into tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we are zooming up to 77 degrees. That is the peak, the pinnacle of the week before we have the lower to the mid 70s for the rest of the week. So here's what that looks like. Our futurecast dragging in some of these clouds. Nothing is super heavy as far as that cloud cover. The rain disappears, on and off clouds for the coming days. We don't really have a big rain chance here in the short term. Now over the next 7 days, I like to divide our rain chances into night and day, really going from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is the nighttime period, and from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. would be any daytime rain chances. I think it's a better chance overnight up to 6 a.m. that we see rain, but we are seeing signs that it could last a little bit longer. And then heading into next week, I think especially Wednesday into Thursday, and it's a special Thursday, that's Thanksgiving, is our next best rain chance. So let's look at our future cast. Let's stop it right here. Let me get my big old head out of the way. 9 p.m., that's Friday evening. That's where we have our first signs of rain. It looks to be very light green, meaning not a lot hitting the surface. And then we will see a chance for rain on and off through the overnight, but also heading into your Saturday afternoon. So if you have any Saturday plans, I'm not going to say, hey, it's going to be rain free. You do have a chance for rain on and off throughout the day. But the way that this tale usually goes is there's so much dry air in place. Since we have drought feeds drought, a lot of this is going to struggle to hit the surface. I don't think the system's strong enough to really give a widespread soaker by any stretch of the imagination, but there will be chances for rain for now both the overnight in the morning and then again during the afternoon. And then heading into Sunday, we clear things out. Now, rolling tape forward heading into next week, Wednesday night into Thursday is our next best upcoming rain chance over the next 10 days. Now, this is way into the distant future. There's so often that after 3 days, there can be some question marks. But day 10, this is just showing the pieces on the board. But what it is showing is that there is a big, strong low pressure system with a cold front that could be moving in right around Thanksgiving Day. This could lead to some problems in the travel department if you're coming from the west. So just kind of keep that in mind, because especially along the Mississippi Valley, there's a little bit more energy as far as storm fuel. So this could actually be storms that eventually work their way in. Just letting you know, this eventually is going to cool us down a lot more. Even a slight chance for a little wintry changeover Thursday night heading into Friday. And for your Black Friday, we're clearing out, but likely still on the breezier end. So as I mentioned, our nighttime rain chances, the next best one that we're seeing in the near term is really Friday heading into Saturday overall. Now, when it's going to feel like, this has been a crazy up and down over the last 10 days. Over the last 10 days, we've actually had numerous 70s, but we also had 2 days that were right around 50 degrees, feeling more like January. Going forward, still a little bit more October-like over the next 7 days, but we'll return to normal, close to where we should be by next Tuesday through Thanksgiving. So enjoy the warmer temperatures while we have them. Let's get over to Majestic. What do we need to know about our morning commute so far?
Well, we're looking at a lot of things now. We had a really quiet start to the day, but now things are really starting to pick up as we are nearing 8:30 this morning. A handful of ongoing wrecks, but I want to take you to areas north of Charlotte. This is going to be on I-77, where we now have 2 lanes that are completely blocked. Southbound lanes being impacted here at exit 28 and Catawba Ave. So you can see those delays right here. This is going to be our biggest problem this morning. And here's one of our live cameras. Again, exit 28 that we just showed you on that map. You can see paramedics are there on scene. 2 lanes currently blocked off. Southbound lanes being impacted by that. So if you are driving this direction on I-77, you need to know it is still open. It's reduced down to 2 lanes. It's usually 4 lanes, and you can see cars are moving rather slowly, but they are moving at this point. Once we're heading out just a bit, I want to let you know a little closer into Uptown, we have a crash that now has resulted in a stalled vehicle in the middle of the road. It's on Atondo Ave at Statesville Ave, and then just to the north of that, again, we're following this crash, Windchase Lane at Davis Lake Parkway. So a couple of minor things, but really the biggest concern this morning will be on I-77 right now, up towards the lake. We'll have another update for you coming up here soon.
All right, Majestic, thanks so much. Well, it is almost time. We are now just 3 days away from the release of Wicked for Good. Last night, the cast hit the red carpet at the premiere in the Big Apple. Now, not only were the stars dressed in their Wicked style fashion, but many fans showed up in their own Emerald City elegance as well. The first film that was released last year went on to earn $746 million, as well as 10 Oscar nominations.
Look at New York City. Everyone came out. People are dressed as Elphaba and Glinda. It is so wild and so fun. It's very New York City, and it's just fun. This is a big, fun movie. I would see it in IMAX if you have an IMAX by you, because it's giant and it's not CGI. You know, it's like all practical stuff. The yellow brick road, everything, all the colors pop. The Emerald City. It's magic. It's really fun.
Sounds like Jimmy Fallon's excited about it, you think? Well, you can catch Wicked for Good in theaters this Friday. They're going to show the first one on NBC Wednesday night. By the way, the holiday season is here, and that means the Magical Toy Drive is back for the 25th year. WCNC Charlotte is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And you can help too. All you have to do is bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk location between now and Sunday, December 14th. You can also just scan that QR code on your screen to learn about other ways to donate. We're going to take a quick break, but make sure that you keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, hello, my friends. Look at this blue sky. Isn't this a nice way to start off the day? We will pick up more clouds throughout, but still not too shabby. We had a low of 37 degrees, already back up to 42 degrees, 37 around Lincolnton, and then we'll be in the 50s before you know it. One thing to mention, today is still abnormally dry, just like yesterday. So if you had chapped lips or drier skin, that's the reason why. That will change by tomorrow, though. Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast has a nice upgrade back into the upper 70s for the second time over the last 7 days. Then the lower to the mid 70s take over. More clouds for your Friday. Next best chance for rain Friday night heading into Saturday. And our lows staying well above the norm, mainly in the 40s and 50s. All right. Let's go over to Majestic for your morning commute.
Good morning, everyone. If you live around Cornelius or if you take I-77 through Cornelius, take a look at your screen because that's going to be our watch spot right now. We have a handful of ongoing problems, but this one, it needs to be top of mind. We now have 2 lanes that are currently blocked because of a crash on I-77. Southbound lanes will be impacted here. Exit 28 at Catawba Ave. We're seeing those delays form. Here's a live camera look at that ongoing crash. I-77, again, southbound lanes being impacted by a crash. Emergency responders are there on scene. More coming up on WCNC Plus.
We're streaming live on WCNC Plus at 8:30 on this Tuesday. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. This morning, we are learning more about the rising number of arrests from Operation Charlotte's Web. So far, more than 130 arrests have been made, and now we're learning more about some of them. The Department of Homeland Security says among them are 2 known gang members, more than 40 violent offenders, convicted drunk drivers, and people already under removal orders. In a statement, a DHS spokesperson said these are people who should have never been here in the first place, adding, quote, "There's absolutely no excuse to continue allowing them to terrorize our American communities."
This morning, classrooms across Charlotte are feeling the impacts of this operation.
CMS facing a wave of absences as many parents are fearful of dropping their kids off at school. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards now live at East Mecklenburg High School, explaining how the tension in local neighborhoods is spilling there into the classroom and what students, they're doing about it. Destiny.
Yeah, CMS is reporting a sharp drop in attendance to start off the week, with thousands of students absent yesterday district-wide as Border Patrol operations continue in Charlotte. There have also been walkouts, and we're at East Mecklenburg High because we're anticipating one expected to start sometime in the 8 o'clock hour here. And these walkouts are protesting what's 135 students missed school on Monday. That's 15% of the district. The absences vary across all 185 schools, but community groups working inside CMS say they noticed a significant drop. The Latin American Coalition, which mentors students at Geringer High, says only one student showed up to their session yesterday. They add that many families are requesting assignments to be posted online while children stay home for now. And at schools like East Meck Independence High, students who do show up are walking out in protest.
It's stressful seeing my mom because she struggles with bills already going to work. I mean, even without her going to work, she's struggling even more.
Little kids losing their parents by ice and getting taken, seeing them cry, and that it breaks my heart seeing them like that.
And again, students expected to make their voices heard again today. We are anticipating a walkout here at East Mecklenburg High, as well as one at Geringer High and Northwest School of the Arts this morning. I'll send it back to you guys live here from East Charlotte.
And so, Destiny, we know that some parents have actually started a new initiative to help students get to and from school safely amid all these concerns. Do you know about that? Can you tell us more about what they're doing?
Yeah, we know that there are some parents that have come together to make sure that students get to and from school safely by positioning themselves at bus stops, making sure that students are, getting on the bus and getting off the bus, especially those students who are impacted and who have family members who are fearful of this Border Patrol activity. It's really just the community coming together for students, believing that they matter, that they need to be in class and they don't need to be fearful. It's to give these families peace of mind as well. So just another example of the community stepping up to make sure these students are going to school amid all of this uncertainty and fear.
All right, Destiny Richards, thanks for that report. And we should say that we are hearing from CMS again. The district sent an email to parents overnight saying that schools will continue operating on a normal schedule today. The district says that it is watching the situation closely and will reassess if conditions change. It also adds that students are expected to attend school, and if your child will be absent, you should reach out so your child can stay on track. Meanwhile, a Charlotte nonprofit is joining a growing list of places that are shutting down until further notice. The organization Our Bridge for Kids posted on Instagram that more than 20 Border Patrol agents were at their East Charlotte locations Monday morning. And starting today, the group says it is shifting all resources to supporting families in the neighborhoods and ensuring that everyone knows their rights.
City leaders continue to speak out on the encounters between residents and those federal agents, and the mayor spoke directly to President Trump at a press conference. Take a listen.
The city of Charlotte is one where we believe in fairness and dignity, and where we are one of the largest cities in the country, and that we work really hard to do it right. And what I hope would be is that if I would talk to the president, I'd say to him, look at our city, look at our people, and make sure that he has the understanding that all of you and I have.
The Mecklenburg County GOP, though, showing its support for the operation, saying in part Border Patrol is in Charlotte for one reason. The need is real. When local Democrats who control all aspects of local government refuse to enforce the law, federal agents have no choice but to step in and protect the community. Folks, we're going to keep the eye on the situation here, not only in Charlotte, but also in Raleigh throughout the day today. Keep it here on WCNC Plus for the latest breaking news.
And from the classroom to businesses, protests are set to continue across the city today. Take a look at this video. This is from Manolo's Bakery. Yesterday, we reported that that bakery would be closed to protect its customers and employees. Now, despite that, protesters gathered outside the business, even taking over the street at some points.
Other protesters looking towards elected officials to protect their communities. Advocacy groups like Action NC say federal agents are spreading fear, and now they're calling on Charlotte leaders for answers. City leaders approving educational campaigns that they say will help families know their rights and be able to identify legitimate law enforcement, adding that folks should call CMPD when needed. City Council also discussed funding local organizations that support vulnerable immigrant families.
We don't have a pot of money just set aside, but we would look at potentially reallocating resources or what could be done.
You have to be wearing identification.
Despite the effort, some council members say the funding process could take over a month. City Council hopes to finalize details ahead of their next meeting on November 24th.
Today, Governor Stein will be in the Queen City. He says he will highlight the importance of expanding access to mental health treatment and crisis services across the state. The governor is going to visit the Smith Family Foundation's Behavioral Health Urgent Care that's scheduled for 3:15 and will be there streaming live right here on WCNC Plus. All right, 8:37 now. Let's check back in with Chris to find out more about our forecast for this Tuesday.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this. I get to stand up here and take credit for all the 70s we're about to have. I had nothing to do with it, but it is a wonderful forecast. I'm excited. You should get amped as well. We do have some fire danger, though. That's all week long, especially today, though, because that's where you have the driest air. And then that heat wave, that's what we're calling it. Technically, a heat wave is talking about a string of the 90s, or it can also be a string of well above normal days. And when I say well above normal, we're going to have anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above the mark, and rainfall chances possibly heading into the weekend. So for now, we have a very high fire danger, and it'll be a moderate to high for the rest of the week as we add more moisture, and then also still staying pretty breezy. But over the next 7 days, I'll show you our 7-day. We have 6 of the 7 days in the 70s. Only one day less than 70 degrees for a high, and that's today. And honestly, it's close enough. It's 69. I could be wrong, and it could be actually a little bit more outside of that. We'll get to our trivia a little bit later on. 42 degrees. That's our current temperature right now around Charlotte. Beautiful blue skies for the time being. 48 degrees, the newest upgraded temperature around Rockingham. Still 39 around Rock Hill. But the beautiful Carolina Blues are going to be with us throughout the day. But we're increasing the cloud cover as we work our way into the afternoon. So bingo, bango, presto, changeo. Our forecast changes, mainly the clouds. You're going to see that noticeable difference across our cloudscape through the afternoon. Our morning low, we already hit it. That is the coldest morning that we will have over the next 7 to 10. And our highs, warmer near 70, so slightly warmer than what we had yesterday. This morning we dropped down to 37 degrees, which, by the way, is officially the third, or at least ties the third coldest temperature we've had so far in November. It has been a really up and down November forecast for both our highs and our lows. Just a week ago, we started each morning off around that freezing point, including a week from today. Last Tuesday, we actually started off around 29. Our low temperatures over the next 10 days, though, nowhere near freezing. Instead, we're actually above the norm of the upper 30s, still staying in the 40s, the 50s, and even one morning in the lower 60s, just like what we had on Sunday. Now, our futurecast shows that increasing cloud cover, whenever you see kind of like this very almost transparent cloud cover, that's picking up on upper level clouds. So this is technically going to be a cirrostratus deck or an altostratus. All you need to know, it kind of makes the sky a little bit milkier where you can still see where the sun is, still allowing us to get to around 70 degrees. Any rain potential is going to be right here along the mountains, but a lot of it's fading out before it gets to the Charlotte area. That'll keep more clouds mixing in throughout your Wednesday, but should be a decent one overall. Nothing really to mention until we get to about Friday night heading into Saturday. So I'm going to put the weather book bookmark right here. That's where I'll leave off, talking more about our weekend rain chances as well as a sneak peek into Thanksgiving, the potential rain we could see up to Turkey Day. But first, we have a very active start to your morning commute. Majestic has everything you need to know.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I want to start with this in South Carolina because some good news is we don't have anything significant there, nothing too out of the ordinary. So if you're taking I-77 from York County into Mecklenburg County or Mecklenburg County into York County, it is all looking just fine. A little bit of traffic, but nothing that we're not used to this time of the day. Here's my map. We still have a handful of ongoing wrecks. Most of these, though, they're minor wrecks. I want to still show you north of Charlotte. It's going to be right here up by the lake on I-77. 2 lanes are blocked because of a crash. This is I-77 southbound out towards Cornelius. This is exit 28 Catawba Ave. So we're seeing some delays there. 2 lanes currently blocked. Here again is a live camera look. It keeps on glitching a little bit. It seems like at this point they actually have most of those cars off to the side at this point. So emergency responders, even medics were there on scene. Seems like it is starting to clear, but again, if you're traveling on I-77 southbound out towards Cornelius, make sure you're just driving with caution, and of course I'll let you know when it is completely cleared. Here's some of those drive times for your Tuesday morning commute coming in from Salisbury to Charlotte. It'll take you up to around 50 minutes, and if you're coming in from Waxhaw to Charlotte, just under 40.
Majestic, thanks. As we head to break, a reminder, today is the day, folks. Our chief meteorologist, Brad Petovich, is going to have his 21st annual winter weather forecast. That's tonight, streaming right here on WCNC Plus at 6:30. So make sure that you stream to find out what we should expect weather-wise this winter. Also, speaking of winter, the holiday season, it's here. That means our magical toy drive is back for the 25th year. WCNC Charlotte teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And we need your help. All you have to do is bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk location between now and Sunday, December 14th. You can also just scan that QR code. You see it right there on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
Welcome back. 8:44 right now, streaming live on WCNC Plus. A man was sentenced to prison Monday in the death of a child during a Raleigh Christmas parade. 11-year-old Haley Brooks was hit and killed by an out-of-control pickup truck back in 2022. CNN's Sean Gallagher was in court Monday as Haley's family spoke about the impact of her death.
Trey Brooks shared this memory with the court Monday. Memories from a happier time with his daughter Haley. Times he'll never have again. Landon Glass pleaded guilty to 3 charges related to Haley Brooks' death.
The devil wants me to harbor hate towards you. And even though I will carry the pain of losing Haley for the rest of my life, with the Lord's help, I refuse to hate you and extend emotional and spiritual forgiveness to you.
He will spend nearly 9 months behind bars.
I want you to know that I do take responsibility for my actions, and I'm sorry for all the pain and sadness that I've caused you and your family.
It's a pain and sadness that has sat unfinished for nearly 3 years. Glass will go behind bars 2 days shy of the anniversary of Haley's death.
Why did this take so long?
There's a lot of investigation involved here, a lot of investigation regarding the defendant's prior record, and then just working with the family to get to a resolution that they felt was appropriate and that we could obtain without having to go through a trial. Just took some time.
District Attorney Lauren Freeman spoke to me about the case, telling me her office worked to meet the needs of the Brooks family and finding an outcome here.
We hope we've accomplished today is to give them a sense that somebody was held accountable for that under the law to the extent that we could.
Sean Gallagher reporting 8:46 right now. In just hours, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he expects a vote on whether the Justice Department will release case files on Jeffrey Epstein. Advocates say the documents could reveal potential ties between the convicted pedophile and powerful figures like President Donald Trump, who, by the way, denies any wrongdoing and has never been charged.
Reporter Amy Kiley has more on today's vote and the president's response.
We're definitely feeling optimism.
Today, the House could vote on releasing government case files involving sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Survivors are urging lawmakers to pass the bill.
There have been a lot of betrayals, so I think what we really want to see is follow through.
This is about holding accountable those who exploit, and that they're done having the powerful run the show here.
One of the bill's main supporters predicts it'll pass with a veto-proof majority, despite the battle just to get it on the floor. A bipartisan discharge petition is forcing a vote, despite prior resistance from House Speaker Mike Johnson. It has the required signatures after a newly elected congresswoman added her name. Democrats argue Johnson waited 50 days to swear her in to delay an Epstein vote.
If you've caused harm to children, to girls, to women, you should be exposed and there should be justice.
Johnson says the delay was due to the shutdown. He says he's warming to the bill because the Senate can revise it.
They'll be able to correct some of those concerns that we have, the protection of victims and whistleblowers and all the rest.
President Donald Trump is reversing his position and now says he'd sign the legislation. On social media, he writes, quote, "We have nothing to hide and it's time to move on." Critics are skeptical of the timing.
He got tired of me winning, so he joined our side.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
All right, let's do some trivia, shall we? Tuesday trivia. All right, there are 8 states that begin with the letter N. One, I think you obviously know. How fast can you name the rest of them? Can you do it by the end of this break here on WCNC Plus? We'll see. See you after the break. All right, welcome back, everyone. So I wanted to get the brain going. Now, I used to do trivia questions all the time, especially when I was on weekends. Might as well bring it back here on WCNC Plus. So your Tuesday trivia, there it is. We can ramp up the music. There are 8 states that begin with the letter N, one that you know for sure, or you should. You're watching us here on WCNC Charlotte. Well, name them as fast as you can. You already have the time. Let's see if you're missing anyone. You have the 2 Norths, North Carolina, North Dakota. You have a bunch of news, New Jersey, New Mexico, New Hampshire, New York, and Nevada and Nebraska, rounding out the 8. If you got that, you got 1 life point for the day. Congratulations. You know your geography, which, by the way, I just found out our director, Cody, 3-time geography champion. That's awesome. All right, shout out to Cody and everyone got it right. Our precipitation chances over the next 10 days, we have really 2 big spikes. I think there's one that's closer to Thanksgiving and one that happens Friday night into Saturday. Honestly, this one looks a little bit more unclear than what we potentially could see by the back end of the forecast. I think the big question mark is how much rain is actually going to hit the surface with this. So let's move right to it. By Friday morning, we have a chance for rain in the mountains. By Friday evening, we have a chance for a little bit of light rain across the greater Charlotte area, mainly along the I-40 corridor. What's interesting about this is how much it really holds together. So I'm going to keep a rain chance around for the entirety of your Saturday. More so a pulse in the morning and then another one in the afternoon. So to keep that in mind if you have any outdoor plans, doesn't look to be a widespread, pretty much, hey, your Saturday is completely washed out. Just a couple of pulses of rain, and then we clear out heading into your Sunday. After that, we have on and off clouds, and I think our next best chance for rain is going to be Wednesday night heading into next Thursday. And next Thursday has a fancy name. Yes, it's Thanksgiving. Now, there's a lot that can happen in over a week, but as of right now, it does look like you could have a wet start to your turkey day. So our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast shows 69 today, but then up to the top. That's my pick of the week on Wednesday. And looking into the distant future, once we get down to the 70s, the last days on Monday, we're back to the low to the mid 60s where we should be. So more of a typical forecast for Turkey Day. Just keep an eye with those rain chances developing. Let's get right over to a developing traffic morning with Majestic. What's going on?
Good morning. We have still a lot of accidents all around the town. We are nearing that 9 o'clock hour and still we have some problems. Still want to take you up to I-77. We are seeing this actually clear. It's still not completely cleared though. Some of those delays still ongoing. I-77, there was a crash right here at exit 28. Catawba Ave, southbound lanes were highly impacted. This is one of our closest cameras here, but it is frozen, but cars are still moving at this point. It's just hard to tell because it's not loading every second. So do keep this in mind. It was reduced down to 2 lanes. You can see the cars are now off to the side, so you shouldn't have any major delays any longer if you're taking I-77 right around Cornelius southbound. This is I-77 though, coming in from South Carolina. Looks good this morning, and those drive times, they're all right. 27 minutes, almost 30 minutes if you're coming in from Matthews. And then don't forget, those delays are now ongoing because of the annual Christmas tree lighting at Bank of America Stadium. Mint Street, Graham Street, Brooklyn Village Ave, all closed until 8 p.m. tonight.
Majestic things. Well, speaking of Christmas trees, it's not even Thanksgiving, but you are probably already seeing Christmas and holiday decorations almost everywhere. It starts earlier and earlier every year, and apparently it can be good for your mental health. One psychotherapist says that she saw a big boost in that trend during the pandemic. She says decorating can help us with collective anxiety because when you see your neighbors decorating and talking about the holidays, it makes us feel like we're in it together. In fact, the survey shows 30% of people are in full Christmas mode before December 1st.
So this morning we've asked you, have you decorated yet, or are you still in Thanksgiving mode? There's no right or wrong answer here, folks.
No right or wrong.
Just whatever the answer is the answer. So here are some of your responses. Take a look. It looks like no.
It's the winner.
Yeah, you've not decorated, right?
Yeah.
Those are smart people.
Put the question on there because I forget what the actual question was. So no, they've not decorated.
I think the question was, are you in Christmas mode yet, or have you started decorating? And they're saying, no, not yet. They're, I guess, in Thanksgiving.
Hey, a third though, still.
A third?
Ready to go. That's still pretty
Christmas,
sizable.
here we come.
It's our favorite time of the year. Time to get celebrating.
That's right. Whatever it is. Whether
Why
it's
would we
Christmas,
not?
Thanksgiving, New Year's.
Or like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year.
Thanksgiving.
Just saying.
Let me be me.
Thanksgiving is not as pretty without a tree.
All right, folks. Hey, we're going to take a quick break as we take a live look right now inside our Live Impact studio. Coming up, Jane Monterell is going to have the latest at the top of the hour. Speaking with the American Red Cross about Giving Tuesday. Also, The breaking news we've been following in the morning, walkouts happening at schools across the Charlotte area. A big story we're going to keep our eye on throughout the day right here on WCNC Plus.
Good morning, friends. Today is a beautiful sunny start, which, by the way, this was the coldest morning we will have for at least the next 7 to even 10 days. 69 degrees today as we increase the clouds for the afternoon. No worries about rain, but we could see some rain overnight in the mountains heading into your Wednesday morning. Wednesday is my pick of the week. This one stands out from all the rest. 77 degrees. That's incredible. That's actually more like early October and very similar to where we were on Sunday. And then rolling into the weekend, lower to the mid 70s. You will notice a difference of how our sky looks on Friday. Overcast sky starting to form, a chance for rain Friday night heading into Saturday, and then after that we have the lower 70s. But wait, this 7-day forecast is also extending out to the 10-day forecast because it does include Thanksgiving. As of right now, we do have a long-range forecast for some rain heading into Turkey Day. Temperatures also getting back to where they should be that time of the year, back to the lower to the mid 60s with lows dropping down into the 40s. All right, Majestic, take it away. What do people need to know?
We'll let you know about this one. This is I-77 southbound lanes out towards Cornelius. There was an earlier wreck at exit 28 Catawba Ave, but they now have all the cars off to the side, so traffic continues to flow all right. We do still have a handful of ongoing wrecks, so just keep that in mind if you're heading out the door anytime soon, but this one is cleared.